So you own a Stihl HS56 hedge trimmer. Hey everybody, Josh here with Carl's Mower and Saw. Today we're going to go over the basics of what it is like to own a Stihl HS56 hedge trimmer. This is a sweet little machine. Something I like about it is it's super lightweight. When I compare it to most other brands of hedge trimmers or other models of hedge trimmers, it's a couple pounds lighter. So very comfortable to use. Let's go over the basics of what we're going to do to run this, operate it, to start it. So let's start with fuel. We have two choices. We can either mix, so we're going to buy one of these little bottles of Stihl Ultra fuel and put it in traditionally a gallon of gas, of ethanol-free gas. I personally like to use a smaller amount of fuel, that way I can go through it faster to avoid fuel-related issues. So ethanol-free fuel with one of these, 1 gallon, we're good to go. We can do it that way. Or for the ultimate, we can use Stihl Moto Mix. Advantage of Moto Mix, it has a 2-year shelf life once I crack this lid. It is engineered and blended for Stihl outdoor power equipment. It's going to start better. It's going to run better. Actually smells better. Is that kind of weird for me to say? But no, it actually smells better. And we don't end up with a lot of the fuel-related issues that we see that happen out there. And it's very common with the hedge trimmer because this is a product I'm going to grab a couple times a year for the average person. I'm not using it every week or every other week or once a month like a lot of my stuff. So it's a good idea to run Moto Mix in my Stihl hedge trimmer. The other thing that we need to be aware of is maintenance of the blades, right? So not just sharp, and they will go dull over time cutting. All of these things, they are hardened blades and they stay sharp for a long time. Spray. This is a lubricant, Stihl hedge trimmer spray. I believe back in the day, I used to say Haltersloser on it. I don't speak German, but that was the word that was on it. It is a lubricant solvent. It's kind of weird. Those usually don't go together, but what it does is it cuts the pitch that builds up on the blades. So if you're cutting a pitchy, sappy green hedge shrub, think something that's evergreen, right? Not a boxwood, not a perennial. You're going to end up with pitch on it. And what will happen over time is that pitch will build up on these blades, and as it builds up, it'll actually separate the blades out. And now, it doesn't matter how sharp we get these blades, they don't contact. Have you ever used a kindergartner's scissors, the safety scissors maybe? And you'll notice they don't really make good contact. They're pretty separate. So when you whoosh across a piece of paper, they aren't going to cut. They need to make contact. So it's important to use this Stihl hedge trimmer spray when you start seeing that black pitch build up. Every time I start this machine, I lubricate the blades. And the other thing here is going to be my gearbox grease. This nice little tube of grease is designed to screw right into the bottom. Right here, this screw comes out. Take this tube, screw it in, light squeeze, think like toothpaste squeeze, just a nice light little squeeze. And that should be done every 40 or 50 hours. If you don't, well, you'll be spending some serious money. You'll come see me for a gearbox rebuild, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so operation for starting, first thing, we've got our fuel mixed, we've got our Moto Mix, whatever it is. We're going to put gas in here in the front, close it. We're going to prime it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pumps. I want to feel good fuel flow. Keep in mind, I can't flood it by priming it. I can flood it with the choke. So I've primed it 4 or 5 times. I'm going to squeeze the trigger. I'm going to push all the way down on this lever here on the rear. Okay, and now I'm going to pull this rope. Hold on, let's back up, guys. We forgot about some safety stuff. We should probably have my safety glasses on. And I should probably be wearing some ear protection. It's an outdoor piece of outdoor power equipment. They're loud. So, protect my ears, protect my eyes. And one other thing I always do on the first start, on the cold start, I'm going to put this cover back on. Because when I'm pulling the rope on this thing, I'm not necessarily in control of it. So, the cover is on. I've primed it, I've choked it, and I'm now going to pull it, usually on the ground or something like this. 1, 2, 3, and it's going to fire usually on that third pull. Some people call it a false start. It's going to pop, it's going to give a little whoop. That's it. Stop pulling. Now manually move this black lever here up 1 notch, okay? And this is where I'm going to start. I'm going to pull the rope and it's going to be going at like a half speed. I'm going to squeeze the trigger. I don't know if you can hear that click, but this dropped down to idle. I'm going to warm it up for 20-30 seconds. Now I'm going to shut it off, and to shut it off I push this all the way up. It's going to die. Now I'll take off this cover because I know it's going to be one simple pull to start the machine, and I'm not doing this jerking, yanking, and being unsafe. So again, the HS56 fuel, got to run good fuel, got to take care of my blades, got to grease my gearbox right here. I got an air filter right here. I should keep an eye on that. A hedge trimmer air filter stays pretty clean, but if you don't get in the habit of checking it every so often, you're going to go years and all of a sudden you're going to have a problem. And then the last thing, the most popular or most common, not popular, most common thing we see for a problem on a hedge trimmer is a plugged spark arrestor. Very common on a hedge trimmer to be not using it full throttle all the time. A lot of vroom, vroom, up and down, but not running at a full, high, steady rate of speed. So right here is your exhaust port. I'm going to take this tool and I can spin this and I can take what I'll call my exhaust screen, my spark arrestor out. So how do I know if I got it plugged? I didn't tell you why this is a common thing. It gets plugged. If I'm not running this machine hard and heavy, I'm going to plug this screen up with carbon. You get all black. This thing, it just won't accelerate. You'll pull the trigger and it's really muffled and just won't take off. It's kind of constipated. So pull this out. It's going to be black, full of soot, full of carbon. Come by Carl's, pick up a new one. Or if you got a torch, you can put this in a vise and burn it out. Once you've done that, it's going to screw back in. And more than likely, this thing's going to be back in top running condition. So again, the Stihl HS56 hedge trimmer. One of the many options in the Stihl line of hedge trimmers. Nice, lightweight, great cutting machine. Stop by Carl's Mower for all of your answers on Stihl hedge trimmers, as well as to check out the full line of products. Hey, this is Josh from Carl's Mower and Saw. Thanks for watching our videos. We're proud of the fact that we've been serving you with the best in outdoor power equipment since 1990. We're glad that you had an opportunity to sit down, watch our videos, learn something about an exciting new product that we have, something that interests you for your property, or really how to use your equipment to the best of its ability. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube. We're excited to share more information with you. See you soon.